After crossing into Douluo, I was hunted by Spirit Hall and the 7 great sects, all because I awakened the Zhuxian sword spirit. As a soul sage, I once cut off Sword Douluo's arm with a single strike. When Spirit Hall and the major sects tried to recruit me, I chose to build my own sect instead. But they feared that one day the sword in my hand would be turned on them. So the major power set a trap and killed my brother Shuikun, trying to lure me out. 12 Titled Douluo laid out a perfect kill zone, and as a soul sage I used a martial soul fusion skill, the Zhuxian formation. In that battle, 5 Titled Douluo died on the spot. My 4 swords were drenched in blood, and even heaven and earth changed color. But in the end, my soul power ran out. I was hunted for 3 straight months. In the end, Ling Xuanchen fell at the peak of the mountains and seas at only 13 years old. 5 years later, a figure in a black cloak appeared before the grave. He slowly pulled back the hood and revealed his face. Moonlight fell across that young 18-year-old face, but it couldn't hide the razor-sharp edge in his aura. If anyone had been there, they would have recognized that name instantly. Those 4 words once shook the entire continent. Ling Xuanchen, the Four Sword Yama. He crouched down and slowly tilted the wine jug. The clear liquor spilled in front of the grave and soaked into the cold earth. "Brother, this is on me. I got you killed." When he was 6, Ling Xuanchen awakened his martial soul. The moment those 4 ancient swords slowly appeared in his palm, his whole body froze. The Zhuxian 4 swords, a martial soul beyond god tier. He was so excited he didn't sleep all night. Deep down, he swore to himself that he would grow strong enough to protect Shuikun. After that, he slowly told Shuikun everything he knew about the Douluo world. Shuikun wasn't especially gifted, but with Ling Xuanchen guiding him, his training speed was no worse than those so-called geniuses. Then at 13, the major powers made their move on Shuikun to force Ling Xuanchen out. That was the first time Ling Xuanchen truly went mad. And not long after, he himself died while being hunted by 12 Titled Douluo. If it weren't for the fake death skill attached to his 100,000-year spirit bone, he would have vanished for good in that battle. But he survived, dragging a body full of scars and living on with nothing but hate. Ling Xuanchen opened his eyes. What burned inside them was rage that would never fade. "I couldn't keep my promise to you, but I buried you on this mountaintop so you could watch with your own eyes how the people who hurt you and hurt me will die." He slowly stood up and poured out the last drops left in the jug. "I'll make them pay back 10-fold, 100-fold. In just 5 years, he forced his way from level 71 into the realm of a level 99 limit Douluo. Right then, a beam of golden light ripped open the night sky. A massive list stretched across the heavens and lit up the whole mountain like daylight. The Heavenly Emperor's golden list has descended. Starting now, it will reveal the top 20 fighters in overall strength. Those who make the list will receive heavenly rewards. The higher the rank, the greater the reward." Ling Xuanchen looked up. The golden glow reflected in his cold eyes and a faint smile crept across his face. He knew those people too well. Every last one of them would kill to have their name on that list. "Perfect! Everyone that makes the list, I'll kill one by one. Let this golden list reward become your final celebration before death." The golden list appeared and the whole world was shaken. Every major power was stunned. People in every street and alley were talking. If Ling Xuanchen were still alive, do you think he'd be number 1 5 years later? Spirit Hall's grand worship is still hiding in the shadows. There are probably other hidden monsters too. Top 5, maybe even top 3. Man, what a waste. If he had joined any sect back then, he wouldn't have ended up like that. At the Soul Sage level, he was hunted by 12 Titled Douluo and still took down 5 of them. If he had really lived long enough to become a Titled Douluo, there's no way anyone could have kept him under their thumb. Everyone fell silent for a moment. It felt like the name Four Sword Yama had blazed across the continent like a meteor 5 years ago, lighting up the whole world before crashing into the abyss. In the back courtyard of the 7 treasure-glazed tile sect, the night was calm as water. Ning Fengxi looked up at the golden list in the sky, his brows tightening. "Is this real?" Shen closed his eyes and felt it for a moment, then slowly opened them. "Looks real to me." Gu Rong took a sip of tea, sounding completely casual. "If this thing's real, I wonder what rank I'll land at." Shen nodded, his gaze sharpening. "I'm curious too. Maybe the reward can push me even further. The continent feels like it's on the verge of a storm." Gu Rong set down his teacup and sighed. If only Ling Xuanchen had joined the 7 treasure-glazed tile sect back then. Too bad he didn't know what was good for him. We offered him so much, and he still wouldn't say yes. He brought this on himself. Shen said flatly. The fact that he never chose a side only proves how ambitious he was. Once someone like that gets strong enough, he's bound to change the whole balance of the continent. A wild card like that couldn't be left alive. Ning Fengji went silent for a moment, then suddenly spoke. If he hadn't died, how high would his overall strength be today, 5 years later? His talent might have even surpassed the Haotian twins. At his age, even the biggest names in the Soul Master world would have had to admit defeat. What's done is done. Shen waved a hand. Maybe it's better with one less person in the game. Inside the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Sect's meeting hall, everyone was discussing sect affairs when golden light suddenly burst through the window. That giant list was now hanging in the sky. Yuanjin stared at it for a moment and gave a slight nod. With his experience, he could naturally tell it was real. This golden list doesn't look man-made. He pulled his gaze back, looked over the elders in the room, and asked calmly, "What rank do you think I'd get?" The elders immediately started flattering him. "Sect Master will definitely rank near the top. With your strength, top 10 is easy. I'd say top 5 is very possible. The Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon sect is bound to stand above the rest. Yuanjin's lips curled into a faint smile. If my ranking can beat those two Titled Douluo from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile sect, then with the reward, I can personally lead the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon sect to stand firmly above them. Everyone nodded in agreement. Yuanjin stood with his hands behind his back, looking up at the golden list. For once, there was real fire in his eyes. I'm actually looking forward to this. At the gates of the Haotian sect, countless disciples moved in and out. Ever since 5 years ago, when the sect tried to recruit Ling Xuanchen, failed, and then joined the other powers to kill him, the Haotian sect had fully returned to the world. In the mountain forest behind the sect, 6 figures were training. Then golden light burst across the sky and that vast list spread overhead. All 6 of them froze. The 5 elders all turned to Tang Xiao. Tang Xiao closed his eyes and sensed it for a moment, then slowly opened them. This should be real. This aura feels like a decree sent down by a god. He paused, his eyes growing sharper. I just wonder how many of the 6 of us will make the list. The first elder spoke first. Sect Master, don't worry. With the Haotian Sect's foundation, making the list won't be difficult at all. In fact, you'll definitely rank near the top. The third elder stroked his beard and laughed. We've trained in seclusion for years. It's about time the world saw the true strength of the Haotian sect. The fifth elder nodded slightly. The golden list has appeared. This is exactly when our Haotian sect should make its name known. Their words were full of confidence. Tang Xiao nodded, but suddenly let out a soft sigh. What a shame. If he had agreed back then 5 years later, the Haotian sect would have produced a second figure on the level of the old ancestor. The second elder's face darkened, but he refused to know his place. We offered him so many benefits and he still turned us down without hesitation. He paused and his voice turned cold. The fact that he rejected every major power only proves he looked down on all of us. If we hadn't killed him, then in 5 years, 10 years, the whole continent would have been reshuffled by his hand. And by then, the Haotian sect might have already been destroyed. Tang Xiao's eyes sharpened and he slowly nodded. That's why it's better to kill 1,000 by mistake than let one go. He stood with his hands behind his back and looked into the distance. At least now, we can rest easy. The second elder nodded in full agreement. Sect Master is right. Now we can just sit back and watch. Let's see what rewards this brings, and what judgment the golden list gives the Haotian sect. At Spirit Hall inside the Papal Hall, Bibi Dong sat high on the main seat. Her gaze passed through the palace doors and landed on that golden list stretching across the sky. Ghost Douluo and Chrysanthemum Douluo stood on either side, both looking up at it as well. Interesting, Bibi Dong said slowly. This golden list doesn't feel like something from the mortal world.